This is Line Break. I'm T.D. Walker. In this episode, I'll read a few poems by Marianne, born in 1887 in Missouri. An influential poet, mentor, and editor, her work often features animals as a subject, as a way of looking more closely at the world. She's well known for her poems' observations, and the works we'll read in this episode are examples of this. Let's begin with a poem featuring sea life. A Jellyfish by Marianne Moore. Visible, invisible, a fluctuating charm, an amber-colored amethyst inhabits it. Your arm approaches and it opens and it closes. You have meant to catch it and it shrivels. You abandon your intent. It opens and it closes and you reach for it. The blue surrounding it grows cloudy and it floats away from you. Short lines in this poem really focus on the tentative movements and how even though you get close to the subject, it slips away from you inevitably. Let's stay in the water with a poem that demonstrates Moore's keen sense of detail. The Fish by Marianne Moore. Wade through black jade. Of the crow-blue mussel shells, one keeps adjusting the ash heaps, opening and shutting itself like an injured fan. The barnacles which encrust the side of the wave cannot hide, there for the submerged shafts of the sun, split like spun glass, move themselves with spotlight swiftness into the crevices, in and out, illuminating the turquoise sea of bodies. The water drives a wedge of iron through the iron edge of the cliff, whereupon the stars, pink rice grains, ink bespattered jellyfish, crabs like green lilies and submarine. Toadstools slide each on the other. All external marks of abuse are present on this defiant edifice. All the physical features of accident, lack of cornice, dynamite grooves, burns, and hatchet strokes. These things stand out on it. The chasm side is dead. Repeated evidence has proved that it can live on what cannot revive its youth. The sea grows old in it. Let's end with a poem on observation and detail. When I Buy Pictures by Marianne Moore. Or what is closer to the truth when I look at that of which I may regard myself as the imaginary possessor? I fix upon what would give me pleasure in my average moments. The satire upon curiosity in which no more is discernible than the intensity of the mood. Or quite the opposite, the old thing, the medieval decorated hat box, in which there are hounds with waists diminishing like the waist of the hourglass, and deer and birds and seated people. It may be no more than a square of parquetry, the literal biography, perhaps, in letters standing well apart upon a parchment-like expanse. An artichoke in 6 varieties of blue, the snipe-legged hieroglyphic in 3 parts, the silver fence protecting Adam's grave, or Michael taking Adam by the wrist. Too stern an intellectual emphasis upon this quality or that detracts from one's enjoyment. It must not wish to disarm anything, nor may the approved triumph easily be honored. That which is great because something else is small. It comes to this, of whatever sort it is, it must be lit with piercing glances into the life of things. It must acknowledge the spiritual forces which have made it. This has been Line Break. All poems read in this episode are in the public domain. To find links to more about Marianne Moore, as well as to her poems read on this episode, visit my website, tdwalker.net/linebreak. Reception reports are welcome. info@tdwalker.net.